Hello, my name is New Fan, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Stefanie Blue. She is a leading branding, photography, and strategy mentor. She helps entrepreneurs build their online presence, have great marketing pieces, and be ready for PR. Now, she will be talking at the Thrive in Business and Prosper in Life Summit, which is on October 16th to 22nd. Her specific talk, is on the first day at 1:30 p.m. PST time, which is 4:30 EST. And she's going to be talking about branding with intention. So, Stefanie, I like your background. It's nice and colorful.
Yeah.
I like the spice of color in the morning. Just talk about branding. And can you tell me why branding intention is super important?
It is, because a lot of times people they have like their profile picture, but then they're wanting to build an online presence and they're not really sure what they should be posting. So then you find people posting like pictures of their spaghetti they had or their cat, and then every once in a while something about business, or they come across like super pushy with business to where it turns people off. So when you're intentional about it, you really stop and think about what you want your clients to learn, what you want them to know about you, and how you want to build that trust factor so they take the next best step. So that intention really comes into play. So you kind of have like a roadmap of what to post without bogging people down or turning them off.
And I heard through the grapevine that you're one of the things that you do is to create this scroll stopping brand where I know like so how does that work?
Right. So when people are looking, Harvard did a study a few years back where it was like 1.3 milliseconds, I believe it was, on how quickly people will decide whether or not they want to pause on when they're scrolling through, which is kind of how the dating apps are set up. You know right away, it's instant. So when you have a scroll stopping brand, you have like dynamic visuals, whether it's your image or graphics that you design that are like easily to digest, like within people can just glance and know if they want to go further. So when you have that scroll stopping brand, that's when people are just like looking through, oh, I need to read more, and they start to recognize you as being someone who provides that content they want to stop for.
Okay. And so I've heard also you've actually helped hundreds of people with the photography aspect, and then you noticed there was a change, and so now you have moved into the online marketing, teaching them how to be marketing, because you've done it for yourself for photography.
Yeah. So I started teaching several, probably 7 or 8 years ago with Geek Girl Tech Con and things like that. So I was teaching people, but I was like, why am I not blending these together? Because, my photography clients, some already have PR marketing firms, but others are kind of like, I need help. Like, I know I have these great images now, what do I do with them? So that's where we take the next step. Or even if I haven't photographed people, I can help them with the photos they already have to take those next steps in leveraging their personality and their expertise online.
So it sounds like you take them from the you can take them from very beginning, from photography to, okay, what do you do with the photography, make it scroll stopping, to if they know that their products or services are really needed, then they can go into PR.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you've been doing this since, well, not the whole thing, but you've been doing it for 8 years, but now you're rolling stuff that you used to do for yourself and teach other people how to do it, because you've 8 years. So
exactly.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to learn what it takes and, not discover this on your own for 8 years and get the answer from Stefanie, reach out to her. And so can you give us some golden nuggets in your talk?
Sure. First of all, you need to know yourself and who your client is. That's kind of the key to any of your online social media. So you don't want to be, I use the example, if you sell skincare, your clientele is not just everyone with skin. You really are either probably marketing to maybe teenagers with acne or older people that are starting to get those fine lines and wrinkles and stuff. So you need to kind of know exactly who you want to target with your messaging. And that also means knowing yourself, because you may not want to work with the teenagers, even though they might benefit from the product. So you really need to hone in what your message is and make sure that all that message aligns with your values, because if you're not attracting the right group, it's going to be harder work for you, and it's not going to be as validating as those clients that you're just like, you walk away smiling like, oh my gosh, that was rewarding. You saw their transformation, they're walking away smiling. So you really want to gear all of your messaging, and that comes through with the graphics, the colors you use, the fonts you use, the images and the visuals. All of that comes together so that it's really cohesive. Your social media resonates, or corresponds with your website, and all of it comes together. So like they feel like, she gets me, she's got the answers I need, this space looks really good for me. And it's, that's how you get your ideal clients.
So can you say more about the messaging part and then the niching down? It sounds like you're helping your clients niche down and then the messaging.
Right. So a lot of times entrepreneurs, they get into business because they have a gift. And so at first they just take on everyone that they want to. When I started, I had been in social work. So I started working with babies and bellies. But after a while, I was just doing a lot of business networking and realized, like, I don't necessarily want to have a 3-hour photo shoot with a newborn that's going to throw up and have to feed, where I can really work with people who are interested in their business. So my messaging changed a little bit. What I showed on my website, what I showed on my social media changed to really be geared towards the branding clients, because that was mentally stimulating, to help them with their strategy, to help them with basically they're business babies, because they do take a lot of work, and we nurture them over time. And now, like, sometimes I've had clients that 3 and 4 times, where they went from having a side hustle to, getting a few more clients, to upping their game, and then up leveling a little bit more. Now they've got some employees. And then one I had recently, she's now only consulting, and her team is just kind of running the show. And so it's just kind of like those stages that people go through as they level up and become a little more sought after as the experts in their field. So I love to help people become that thought leader, become that industry leader, which is a lot of times done now through social media.
So you have this one particular client, I'm sure you have more, where you really took her from a side hustle to, oh, maybe I could just, replace my regular gig. And then now she has a full-fledged team, and you've actually helped her birth this process.
So it wasn't all me, but I was there for the photography piece of it. And also I'm helping her with the some of the graphics and things like that, going into magazine submissions and things to that nature, where, they're playing a bigger game. And yeah, so that's a lot of fun, just to kind of see them grow. And a big part of that is having the right imagery and the right message.
Your client is in the magazine?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. So
can I ask?
I've had a few magazine covers with my clients. I've had others use images to put out on Forbes and stuff. And some of those are the ones that have the marketing teams already in place. But I like to work with the people that aren't quite there yet, but know they want to be there.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I know you've only been in business for 8 years. So if you've
How
got,
long than that?
oh, you've been long, oh.
I've been teaching social media for 8 years, but I've been doing this closer to 15.
Oh, okay, social
Yeah.
media, okay. Well, it's good that you've been able to, help this one particular client go from a side hustle to a full-fledged team and be on Forbes and be
Well, yeah, different kind
and
of Forbes. But
magazines.
yeah.
And it sounds like you have a soft heart for new entrepreneurs, because
Yeah.
can you say more about that?
Yeah, well, I think there are a lot there. you know, there are about 3 types of people. There are the ones that have the teams and they're already operating at that high level. There's the ones that are like, no way, I just can't stand social media. It's a time waste and stuff like that. But the ones in the middle that are like, I see what some people are doing and I really like that. I just don't know how to do it. Or I don't know if I put myself out there, like, are people going to judge? And so working through some of that mindset stuff that, where we kind of get in our own way, or some that are just like, I just need help. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to feel salesy. I don't want to feel icky about it and stuff. And so I really work with people to stay authentic and true. And that's why when your messaging is aligned with your own values, it's not going to feel out of place, because it's just going to feel like a natural extension of you. And you're just serving the people that you want to work with in a very natural way. So that's kind of my sweet spot. The people that know there's more, they want to level up, they've been doing this a while, and now maybe they just need to shift and realign a little bit. And that's where I like to come in and help them.
Well, that sounds so comforting to have someone like know what they want to do this and they should do this, but then there's the chatter in the background, what ifs.
Exactly.
And so you've gone through, you've helped a lot of people do that, and you've done through it yourself, I'm sure.
Right.
And so it's good to have that hand holding, and yeah, that's awesome. So our time is almost up. Do you have any final words of wisdom?
I would say that social media is one of those tools where you will never reach as many people as you would like, but you will always reach more people than you realize. Because I have a lot of times that people will say, oh, you were just at such and such, or you did this, and they never commented or interacted on social media directly, but they saw. So people are seeing, people are watching, and if you're doing your job right on social media, you can be out there inspiring and helping people. And sometimes it'll be years before they actually step forward. But social media never turns off. So go ahead and show up. And as I like to tell people, go ahead and shine online.
Yeah, I've actually been stopped at a pharmacy, I think a CVS, by a man. And, you know, most of my profile are my friends on Facebook are entrepreneurs, but I've been stopped by a guy who listened to my interviews and said, hey, I saw this. And this is like, he saw the feed on his daughter's profile. And of course, he comments because it's his daughter's profile.
Okay.
So it's so cool that, you know, you never know where social media brings and who you can reach. And I got one of my interviews got all the way to France.
Oh, wow.
I don't have
awesome.
anybody in my friend list who's really living in France.
Yeah. So,
but you never know.
There are no boundaries with social media.
Right. And so Stefanie is going to be appearing at the Thrive in Business and Prosper in Life Summit on October 16th to 22nd. And she's going to be actually on the first day at 1:30 PM PST time, 4:30 EST time. And she's talking about branding with intention. So branding with intention, don't just post on social media. She wants it scroll stopping. And also she's going to be among of other high caliber speakers who are from the leadership team, from Tony Robbins, Larry King, Warner Brothers, John Maxwell, and all those great people, because you know she's playing that big game. All right, so the link for registration is either in the comments in Facebook, it'll be in the comments, no, in the description on YouTube and description in LinkedIn. So thank you so much, Stefanie.
Thank you for having me. So I'm looking forward to the summit.
Thank you.